What's up, guys? We're back for a little post-tourney talk with the PSA gang. Just me and Wade tonight. Gonna go over our little pick'em game we're playing, thoughts about the tournament. Gonna get into a little side segment on the tournament. Who didn't cash? There's some big names that didn't cash, and we're gonna get into it. We're gonna tell you how we feel. Um, so just to get into the points real quick, just a little synopsis. Wade took it down this week. He was on fire. At one point, he was going to get 9 points in FPO. That's almost perfect. Obviously, he had Tattar. She won. He got 5 from her. And then he also had Missy Gannon in the top 10 and Ella Hansen in the top 10. So he got 7 points total in the FPO.
Ella
And then
kind
he
of choked on
also,
me.
she did. That was your chance of
Pause.
that was your chance of getting a lot more points, but
Yeah.
she kind of fell
Did
apart
she
there
do
at the end.
+8?
Yeah, it wasn't very good. It was bad. I think the third round when Tatar kicked it in and beat her by 11 strokes, that kind of ended her weekend. She couldn't really
Gucci money.
recover from that. But
Sorry, guys.
yeah,
I
and
got
then
something in my freaking eye.
and then in the MPO, Way had Ezra Robinson and Ricky Wysocki. They both finished top 10, so he got 2 points
So
from
did.
them. And then FPO side for me, I had Holland Handley storm up the leaderboards to take a podium and get me 3 points again this week. And then I had Henna. She was tied 6, got me 1 point. So I got 4 FPO. And then I had Adam Hammis screamed up the leaderboard as well in the last round to go tied 10th and get me 1 point. So I had 5 points this week and you got 9. So that brings our grand total on the season to you have 13, which is your lucky number. So
Heck yeah.
pretty good showing for you, and I'm at 11. So Wade took the lead through 2 events. Still got 21 to go. A lot of time, a lot of fun to be had. So
You bet.
that's where we're sitting at right now. Um, what are your general thoughts on the tourney? I know there was some fireworks on the MPO side.
You bet. And some definitely from one of the likes of Luke Humphreys, GK Pro's best. Skins. The kid was going insane, wasn't he? And one thing that should be said about it is he plays his game, man. He kind of has that unique stroke, he's not trying too hard, he's not adding any extra motion than he needs to. But dude, he gets the pill in the fairway. You know what I mean? And he played clean golf, and he actually when his putt's hot, it's hot. And he was just playing really solid golf all around, not making many mistakes. Obviously, he kind of messed up on
Yeah, it was 18. It
yeah,
was his
yeah,
up. It was
hold
his
on.
upshot on 18.
Yeah, I'm like, but I thought he did something else. But yeah, so that there in itself kind of lost it for him. But hey, man, Gannon Buhr to me, and like you said it, man, that's two weekends in a row for the kid, the Memorial and now Waco, and he
Extremely low rounds too. Like in the last 2 weekends, he's like 80 under par.
yeah, yeah,
That's
exactly.
ridiculous, bro.
On pro level courses, he ain't out there playing B tiers,
No.
so dude, it's just insane. And pill of the week last week was Gannon, but I mean, I'll get it again. No, I'm playing. It ain't that, but it's
I
another
mean, you
little
got plenty to
fast
pick
driver.
from.
Yeah, make sure we don't crease any.
If you know, you know.
Just kidding. We're going. I'm just playing. We're going cards in a day. Remember we're
Are
calling pill.
is that Brody Smith?
But dark horse packs. Nah, little blankings factory. Little forehand panic. 175. She's a meat hook. That's why she ain't bagged, but I got a thrill to do that for me. But dude, she just looks cool. Gives me a little Florida Gators vibes.
Yeah,
And
that would be
we're
sick if
going.
you put the Florida Gator logo on that disc.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. Make sure we got everything. Freaking, this shit's crazy back here. Shout out Dweet.
For sure.
Shout
He'll be back.
shout out Dweet, man. He'll be back. He's a busy kid. We all have them days, them weeks, them months. And I'm struggling here. I'm gonna
Yeah,
leave
you
it.
are.
We're good.
We'll get it
gives a-
later.
But to get back to the point, what do you think, kid?
I watched Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then I was a little busy on Sunday, but I did watch like the final 4 holes MPO. So I saw the fireworks at the end. I was kind of a bit surprised that Luke Humphreys went for it on 18. Like, I mean, I understand like he wanted to take the tourney
Yeah.
in his own hands and make a birdie and just end it. Because like if he made a par, I mean, obviously Gannon did birdie,
Seems like
but
that type of guy too, you know, just
yeah,
attacks it.
like I mean, if you take a par there and you play it safe, then you're forcing Gannon to make a birdie, which I think that might have been the smarter play because if you do
Yeah.
that, you know that you're going to a playoff at worst. If you
Exactly.
go for it and you don't get it past that golf green and it's out of bounds, exactly what happened is going to happen. Gannon Buhr is going to get it close because he's got max distance and he's going to make a putt and he's going to win the tournament. So
Yeah,
I
and
think,
he bogeys and doesn't even have a chance.
yeah, I
And
know. So then he
he could have
ties
he
second.
could have parred and still tied.
Yeah. And then had a
You know what I
chance to
mean?
win in a playoff,
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Tough, dude.
I
He's
just
gonna
thought,
be hard of sleeping on that one for a week or two,
yeah, I
for
mean,
sure.
I just thought he's like you said earlier, he's just so smooth with it. Like it doesn't look like he's trying to throw hard, but he's still got distance. And even the announcers were talking about like they thought he was going to lay up and then he threw it and they were like, "Oh, maybe he's not." I don't know. I just feel like that's not I mean, that's not really his game. I don't think he's going for it like that. But I mean, in the heat of the moment, you want to just go for it and take down the tournament in front of all those people. I mean, I get it. I would have done the same thing probably. So,
Nah, I don't know, dude. Me, I'm parring that sucker and moving on with my round, I think, and force him to get a birdie. You know what I mean? He's got a shaky little putt sometimes where he's stabbing at it and he's not so sure. Maybe it could have been one of those times. You got to at least give yourself a chance to advance. Like there's no reason pushing the golf green if you don't have elite distance anyways. You know what I mean?
yeah, I know. But to
So
that point, but to that point, do you think maybe it went through his head like, "Hey, I don't think I could beat Gannon straight up in a playoff. Like
again,
I need to do
yeah,
it
that's
now."
definitely what I was
Like
gonna.
I'm already up one
Yeah.
stroke. If I get a birdie, it's over. Like he can't eagle unless
Mhm.
he throws one in, which that was going to not be possible at all.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
he went for it, came up a little bit short. I feel bad for him because I really like that guy. But I mean,
And
Gannon Buhr he's the best disc golfer in the world right now, and he's 18 years old,
yeah,
right?
I
He's
know.
18.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's crazy.
I'll fact check you on that. It's obviously,
I mean he was 17 last year, so I would assume he's 18, right?
well, yeah, I don't
Unless he didn't turn 18 yet.
or unless he's lying about his age. Yeah, he's 18. Just kidding.
Yeah,
But and moral of the story in FPO is no matter how bad you think Kristin Tattar is out of it, she ain't
she's
never out
not.
of it, dude. She can dial that switch and go, I'm Kristin Tattar. I go win this.
Yeah,
You know what I
I mean
mean?
that's about as good of an explanation as you could say. Like, I mean, I don't know why I decided to let you have Kristen Tatar in the pick'em this week. That was the dumbest
You probably
decision on
won't
my
do it
part.
again.
I mean, probably
And
not because I
is
mean,
she
I
playing
don't.
next tournament?
Yeah,
Okay, come with me. I'll make my first pick now.
yeah,
I'll make my first pick now. Kristin Tattar in the FPO division
yeah. I mean, it is. It's like a
for
cheat
one,
code. Like
please.
it's honestly unfair. And like the one thing I saw like on the disc golf, Twitter. It's called X now, whatever. I still call it Twitter, but
Yeah. Look at Buster, bro. Get him out of here, dude. He's over
no,
there
but
knocking down
I know. Well,
pillows.
it's because I have the window open. He's looking out. But
Fuck, man.
the one thing I saw from disc golf Twitter being entrenched in there now, getting in Twitter beefs with people,
Entrenched, eh?
they not respond nothing because they know
No,
I'm
dude.
speaking facts. They don't want smoke.
Yeah. There's a
If you
few
don't believe
topics
me,
that there's a few topics that Logan and I have tapped into the login. We get on there and we see some silly stuff being discussed. We're going to hop in, speak our word because I got to see what I said the other day. I think I can spit it off the brain, but I said three things. We speak off, what was it? Fact, evidence, and like, what did I say, bro?
I don't know. I
It
forget
was
it.
so true, dude.
But while you look it up,
While I
I'm gonna
say
I'm
that,
gonna get to my point.
because
But
it was so true, bro. Is the
yeah.
PSA.
Well, the point I was gonna make is I saw
Oh, I
somebody
got it.
tweeted. Oh, you got it? Oh, here we go.
Our takes are valid, backed up by evidence, and the most important of all, they're moral.
Yep.
How about that for you?
Yep.
And you guys know our stance on morality.
Yep. It ain't gonna change.
Spatial awareness and knowing your place
Yep.
is the big two there. So say what you were going to say, but that's what goes on Twitter, and crickets are heard in return, and
Yep.
it's every time, bro. It never fails.
Nobody's ever responded to me.
No.
But a lot of people like my response.
Yeah.
They just the original person doesn't respond because they know they're not gonna win that argument.
Yeah, master disc Tommy. If you're out there and you're listening,
Why didn't you respond to me?
no, dude, not even that. I've seen
Just
some very
curious.
bad things on that account.
Yeah, he's a completely unhinged, deranged individual. Doesn't really deserve
bad.
to be spoke about. But
Doesn't deserve
anyways,
to be spoken about. That's why we're moving on.
yeah. But
Can't stand
anyways,
it.
what I was gonna say is they were talking about Tatar and like her dominance and whatever, and they were like, how could you ever pick anybody but Kristin Tattar because she's the only one that can putt in the FPO division, which is true.
Is it?
Other than
Yeah,
own,
own
I watched every FPO round, dude. There was so many missed putts from like 15 feet, like not even hitting chains, bro. Like
in early morning. It's
whenever
not
she's,
too windy.
I know, dude. Whenever she's out there, people are like scared of her, dude. Like
Yeah,
it's like, well, they know they can't beat her unless they play perfect. So like they press and they miss putts. It's crazy. Like really the only people off the top of my head that can really putt in the FPO division is Own, Kristen, and Holland Handley now.
because
But even Holland
dude,
Handley has her days where she can't hit anything.
like it's the FPO. If you really think about the FPO division, like it's really more so about putting than the MPO division is, and that's 100% fact because the
Yeah.
holes are more reachable. You know what I mean? They're not really throwing two full distance shots to get to a par four like the
Yeah.
MPO goes through a lot, and so it really comes down to the putting when it's all said and done because Ella Hansen, Missy Gannon, Paige Pierce, they can all throw with Kristin Tattar all day, but when it comes down to getting on the green, they can't hang, dude, and it shows time and time again, and that's why she keeps bringing home the loot.
Yeah. I mean, just from
Honestly,
watching the final round on Sunday morning, dude, she anywhere inside the circle when it matters, it's going in.
cash,
Like it's
dang,
crazy. Like I've
yeah,
never seen anybody putt like that. Like there's a couple of guys in the MPO that can putt like that, but like, dude, you just know it's going in. And then she big putts
yeah,
people, and then they three putt, and it's just like, well, now you're 8 strokes back now. Good luck. You ain't catching her.
right,
Like I don't think there was
yeah,
anybody within like 5 or 6 of her the whole entire round. Like she coasted to that. Like she could have bogeyed like the last 5 holes and it wouldn't have mattered.
mm-hmm. So let's move on, dude. Let's talk a little bit about who missed cachings this week because
There was a
some
lot.
names on there's some names on here that not only would you be surprised to see, but you almost can't believe it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like many on the top 10 in the world disc golfers. Like there's multiple, at least 3 or 4.
There's 3 off the top of my
So
head that I know.
yep, me too. Gotta find it here. Okay. So the cash line cut off at the 45th spot. So 45 players got in, and there was 112 players total. So do the math there, cut that
Mm-hmm.
off. But so a couple going down the list, some more notable ones that you would be surprised. We'll start. I mean, Brody Smith's on there. I'm not surprised, right?
No.
Okay. I wanted to make sure we were on the same page there.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Isaac Robinson, Chris Clemens, newly with Discraft, Tristan Tanner, Silas Schultz. We got Paul McBethings, We got Parker Welk. We got Gavin Babcock. Even Colton Montgomery is pretty dang good. We got Thomas Gilbert, Albert Tam, Paul Kranz. Let's see who else. Simon Lazat, of course. Drew Gibson. Evan Scott even has played really good last season.
Yeah, he was up there.
Yeah, Nico Cupcake. Like there's so many, and then there's just a few names that actually cashed, and you're not used to seeing them there, and you're not used to seeing their names at all, as a matter of fact. So that just goes to show that there's a lot of guys that are in the hunt every weekend. And this was actually a pretty good field. And you're going to be seeing fields like this a lot. And one thing that, probably brought a lot of the scoring separation, whether people want to admit it or not, you're nodding your head because it, is the addition of the Lake Waco course. Yep. And if all 4 rounds would have been played at the Beast, you would have seen shreddings the whole time because it's mostly in the woods. The wind wouldn't have affected it as much. People would have been getting low scores all weekend. Like you saw, people were getting real low scores out there. And it was kind of split in half when you went to Lake Waco because the elements started kicking in. You had to have a little more juice in your arm when you head out there. And people were talking about the practice rounds. Your arm was sore after you're playing that. There's a lot of high flex lines. And as much as people were hating on it, I found it to be one of the more enjoyable courses to watch out of the two. And that's where you really saw the scoring separation. And that's where you saw a really exciting, electric ending with that card coming in with those 4 guys. And, Luke Humphreys and Gannon Buhr mostly were the 2 that were battling out at the end. The other guys kind of fell behind. Mason Ford and I believe, who else is on that card, dude? Did you watch the Jomez yet? Can't believe I'm not. Anyways, doesn't matter. But FYI, Mason Ford's a pretty solid little player, dude.
I know.
He could spin them mint pills, dude. Like
a nice little representation for mint discs.
He reminds me a lot of Nicholas Antilla, and I think that's who it was. Actually,
it was Antilla. Yep, it was Antilla. Yep.
I was like, how am I forgetting? It's someone.
He's putting his name at the top, dude.
And people know it, dude. Like people know it. You see a lot of the pros. They got their eyes on him, just like the spectators and just like the fans do watching at home. And dude, you just see a lot of consistency out of the kid, and he's got a fantastic forehand even, and he utilizes that a lot, dude. You see him parking them from everywhere within at least 400.
That little red mid range he throws forehand for upshots, dude, on a string every time.
Yeah, and then
there was maybe like a couple that weren't
like a foot off the ground, just.
I know.
Yeah, dude, he's well, but to really bring it all in, Lake Waco, I feel like played a lot better than what the pros on that little clip that they posted last week. Yeah, I don't really like it. We'll see how it has to break in. But I'd say it broke in pretty nice. Haven't heard any negative reviews about it since, have we?
Nope.
I don't think so, dude. The grass looked green. The course looked lush. The fairways were carved. They made OB visible. Like hello, like it ended up being a pretty freaking good little addition to the tour, dude. And addition to Waco, because I mean, it's in the city. It's a good compliment to that course for sure. Because another thing that the Jomez commentators were talking about, obviously everybody knows who that is. Big Germ, Paul Yulee, and Nate Sexton, and they were saying, we're obviously surprised to see people on the round 2 lead card, James Conrad, Greg Barsby, AB, and they were saying, Greg Barsby and Conrad are more of the technical players, and it's obvious, why they exceeded at Lake Waco, or no, sorry, why they exceeded at the Beast so well is because, it's that shorter, more technical, and James Conrad can just spin those envies around the course like it's his job and go home and be whatever 11, 12 under that he was. And it's just there's that, and then you have AB that was there too, and he's always known as the big distance thrower, but hey, he was on the card for round 2 after the technical course, and we got him out there on the long course, and he played just as well. He was in the top 10 pretty much the whole tournament, if not podium pretty much a lot of the time. So let's see how he plays the rest of the season. But I think he's kind of dialing both of those lines and discs that he need in his bag to shred at both courses. I think he's throwing everything really well, and he's got his putt pretty dialed. He's been hearting a lot of putts.
I know
So
he had an ace in the final round too on 11.
yeah, hole 11,
So I
skip
mean,
ace, tough little
he's
hole,
doing it.
little
He's doing it
downhill.
all.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
that's a tight hole. That's a hard hole to ace.
Yeah, low ceiling with the trees, but then you got to get over the hump and then under the valley. It's freaking nuts.
I
You
mean,
guys
really,
watch
the only
that?
way to ace it is the way he did it. So,
Yeah, yeah.
because you ain't just flying it in unless you throw an absolute laser beam, but you better hit chains
Or
or you're
like a
80 feet long.
nah, it wouldn't even work. You'd have to throw it down. I was gonna say an air bounce shot, but you can't.
No, because the
You
hill.
can't. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. I mean, just going to add a little comment on the courses. I thought, Lake Waco was a great compliment to the Beast, like you said, because they were so different in the way that the play style is played there. But I mean, I I know that Brazos is very iconic for like, the Waco tournament and whatnot. And I'm not saying that I want to see it get rid of, but
No,
the
but they work
pros,
well together.
that's
I really
that's
like two
not a
course
hard
tournaments,
course.
bro.
I know it is nice to see a little
Yeah,
bit of difference, and especially two courses that are so different than each other.
yeah, and like to me when I watch the practice videos and the YouTubes and the first and second round, I'm like, man, I want to watch more of both of these courses. Like I'm not sick of either one of them. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like that's when you know that you got a good tournament being run and you got two good courses on the tour. And I don't think I obviously know that Brazos gets a lot of credit, but I don't think whatever they saying is where like new stuff always gets hated on or however they say it, but that's probably just what it is, and that's point blank period. And I think that stigma is probably should be thrown under the carpet now, dragged
yeah.
under the rug.
Well, I mean, just talking about Lake Waco, just to wrap up this whole segment, I mean, there's some iconic holes at Lake Waco. Like 17, that little mound hole where the basket's on the top. You got the OB green
Yeah,
on the
yeah, I
left
know.
side. So if you throw forehand, you better get it to the basket. And
Hmm.
then if you're throwing
Like don't
backhand, you
skip
better
down the hill. Yeah.
I know, like if you're throwing backhand, you better be a little bit short and a little bit left because if you hit the right side of that hill and it catches edge, you're out of bounds. And then if you
Hmm.
pull it too hard, you're out of bounds. You ain't coming back in,
Hey,
and then you got to throw
and
back across the water again.
dude, they were saying that right off the edge, it's a steep bank. The water is 10 feet deep. You might not get your disc back.
Yeah.
So like that's another like for me, that's always another added you know what I mean moment. Like
Hmm.
you're not going to get that back, and you're probably going to aid one way or another, and you're going to either be OB or you're just not going to like your lie. Um,
Yeah.
and so that's why whenever I'm at Vista, I know I'm always most likely going to get it back. So I'm playing a little more risky out there because the
Yeah.
water is about this deep, but it's brown, so you can't really
Yeah.
see it.
Well, just just ending on like the iconic holes and whatnot. Like a lot of the conversation was, oh, well, they're not finishing at the Beast. That's like that's like one of the most iconic finishes in disc golf. But like, dude, if it's a tight battle on 17, you know how nerve-wracking that shot is?
And 18, look what Luke Humphreys did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it sets
So
up
I mean,
for
I think
score
that's a great
swings left
course.
and right. And that's what Maple Hill does, dude. And that's why everybody loves it. Anything could happen at any time. There's tight OB, there's really nervy greens. And Lake
Hmm.
Waco did that a lot better than the Beast did. And you saw that in the scores. People were going real high out there and people were going pretty low. And that's when they really separated themselves. It wasn't in round one or three. I hate
No,
to
it
tell them.
really wasn't. It really wasn't.
No. No. So I think that's enough to be said on both those things, bro. I think we
Yeah.
did a pretty good job touching on it all. And I hope that made sense to you guys and you can make sense with what we're saying. So
Yeah.
follow us on Twitter if you want to maybe see what we're talking about
Yeah.
all that stuff we were mentioning earlier. It's blasphemous.
It is. But,
Yeah.
just got to get our name out there more. And, I appreciate the people that do watch it. We're going to keep doing it. We ain't going to be
Yeah.
deterred. So,
Nope.
Maybe we'll get Mason back eventually. Couldn't be here again tonight, but he's a busy man. He's got stuff to do.
Sure.
Yeah. So whenever he comes back, I'm sure he'll be bringing the energy because he's missing it.
And
I
he'll
know he
be
is.
and he'll be bringing guess that pill spinner.
Yes, he will be.
He'll be bringing that back. I think that was one of our best segments.
It was
We
clippings.
got pill of the pod and guess that pill spinner.
Yep. That's going to do it for us here tonight. Week 2 is over in the books, and quick turnaround. We got a tournament this weekend, baby.
Still in
It's
Texas,
the
baby.
Yep, the little
2
Texas
out of
swing they got
3 of
going
the one
on.
in Texas.
Yep, second out of the 3. This week's going to be the 2024 the Open at Austin, presented by Flight Factory Discs.
Yep.
It's going to start on
FF
Friday, so
dub.
it's only a little 3-day tourney, but I'm pretty sure they're
Yeah.
only playing one course, so that's probably why it's only 3.
Sure.
Um,
Gannon Buhr
yeah.
is going to win that too?
We'll get into that next pod.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll be bringing you another pod. Quick turnaround again because we were a little late on this one. Had a few things to do yesterday. Couldn't get all together. So yeah, we got that coming up in the next couple of days. Tourney starts on Friday, so we'll record on Thursday, get it posted by Friday morning. And yeah, we'll have another PSA Pick'em. You bet. That's all I got.
You guys want to see the bass I caught on Saturday?
He's proud of it.
It's a baggin'. If you're a fisherman, you'd know. BFO,
There you
BFO,
go.
BFO, 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 BFO.
That's a hog, son.
That's a hog scranch.
How much was it? Did you weigh it? Do you have anything to weigh it?
Check out Pappy out. 6 beans.
Fat belly. 6? That's a hog, brother.
PB bait.
Yeah.
Not
No nothing.
I didn't catch it on PB bait, but it was my PB. Did he tell you a little secret? It was a Guggen Slim Shake worm.
The Guggen squad.
On a Nico rig.
Nice.
All right. That's enough of my secret.
Yeah. One thing I did just see on my phone about the Open at Austin. Last year was the first year of the tournament.
Oh yeah.
So this is only the second year.
That's right.
Yeah. Guess who won last year? Gannon Buhr.
Yeah, I do know that.
So is it going to be back to back in 3 tourneys in 3 weeks?
Yeah. What was the trophy? Wasn't it a cowboy hat?
It's a cowboy hat. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
It's like a custom fitted cowboy hat. That's pretty tough.
Custom fitted.
Dude, maybe he should play in like boots this week. Yeah, dude, he should play in the hat from last year. That would be sick.
Raw dirt.
I mean, I don't know how easy it is to play disc golf in a cowboy hat, but
dude, as long as
can't be tough.
As his eyes ain't covered.
Yeah.
I feel like he'd be good.
Dude, that would be tough if he just strolled out to his tee time with a freaking cowboy hat trophy on.
Also, guys, quit showing up 4 minutes early to your tee time instead of 5.
Yeah, Ricky, what are you doing, bud?
Ricky and
who was it? Kevin Jones in the first week.
Yeah.
Tough scene. 2-stroke penalty.
Ricky Socher got hit with the Tui.
He was kind of sick about it too. I don't know if you saw his video that he made about it, but
yeah, he looked distraught. He did.
but I mean, you know,
he's like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna address this."
But I mean, you know, it's a rule. So like, dude, just get there 5 minutes before. Like,
he goes, "That's on me." Yeah, like no.
He was kind of throwing shade at whoever turned him in.
Yeah, Who was it? He was. He didn't. They don't know.
No, he knows.
It's 1 of 3.
I think I saw who it was, but I forget who was on his card.
We'll let the people figure it out. All right.
Yeah. Well, that's going to wrap it up. We'll see you guys in a couple days.
See you, squirrels.
Watch our pod. Show it to everybody that you love, even people that you hate. Show it to everybody.
And buy your discs off DFS.
So you can get
DFX
worm bait and squirrel turd. That's the
Exactly,
stickers'
bro.
names, dude. I didn't make it up.
You didn't make it up. It's literally on the back. No, I'm kidding. All
We're
right.
kidding, DFX. We love you.
See ya, bud.
And one thing, if you made it till the end of the pod, we're very, very
Doubt it.
close from spin the block. And you guys don't know what that is yet. But as we get closer, we're gonna start dropping some hints here and there.
You might
So
want to get your seats.
you might want to sit down because you're gonna have a lot of videos to watch of the gang throwing discs for once.
7 rounds of speed swindlings.
And there's gonna be chain spankings. And then there's probably also gonna be disc beatings. And I ain't talking about throwing your disc off a tree. I'm talking about Dweeter catching him off his dome because we're going to pound him into the dirt. And that's what we'll leave you with. I hope you guys have a great night.
By 10 strokes around.
He's going to be plus 70. I'm just kidding,
All
Dweeter.
right.
We love you. We're just messing with you, buddy.
All right. See ya.